Hello and welcome to HR from my shed. So today we're going to talk about schools and the support that working parents might need. So in Wales, schools have started going back, but on a staggered approach in many cases, and that staggered approach may continue for the next 2 weeks. So that's going to leave working parents in a little bit of a predicament, being anxious because their children are going back to school. That's normal. A little bit of added anxiety because of obviously COVID, and then more added anxiety because some cases breakfast clubs are not available or after school clubs are not available. And if you have more than one child, maybe the starting time of children in the same family are different. So working parents are going to have to try to juggle getting their children to school and of course work. So where are we going with this? Well, where we're going is that good word that I like to use, communication and compromise. So working parents, you should all have your timetable for your children by now. So you need to be speaking to your employers. It's not a text message, it's not an email, can we have a chat? So you need to be looking at how can your employer support you? What support do you need? And to do that, you need to take into consideration what your own network of support is anyway, because when we take on a job and we have children, we should always have a network of support available. So still using those resources, isn't it? So, it could be the partner, could be family, friends, etc. So how can they help out? And then where are we stuck? So what are we left with? And the reality is going to be maybe 2 or 3 times a week that you may need to be going into work slightly later, leaving slightly earlier. The biggest chunk of the day is going to be okay. It's the transporting of children back and forth to school that we're looking at here. So then employers, what can you do? Well, you can look for the compromise, can't you? So you've got plenty of options. You've got working from home, if possible on those days. You've got flexible working, so they can come in a little bit later, make the time up if they got longer lunch breaks, they can reduce the lunch hour and make time up. People can use holidays, that's always an option. And of course, lastly, and it should always be lastly, is unpaid leave. Okay? But we need to be looking at the compromise, looking at the support, and most importantly, looking at communications. This is only going to go on for a couple of weeks. Further down the line, there may be cases where schools may close. We don't know what the future holds, as COVID-19 cases could increase in schools. We're going into the unknown here. But what we need to make sure is that our working parents know that they have full support. But what working parents need to know is that you have to communicate at the earliest opportunity. It's not a case of you saying, I'm coming in late tomorrow. It's a case of you saying, I may need to come in late tomorrow. How are we going to work around this? Okay? So communicate, compromise, and we'll all get there together. If there's a subject that you'd like me to talk about on HR from my shed, please let me know. In the meantime, as always, keep safe and I'll see you all soon. Bye.